Hi, everyone, and welcome back. This is Cabrina, your publicity director for the HAA Gallery at 37 North Main Street in Belair. And this is our series, our spotlight series. The last interview was with Art Kina, who's our new director. Today, I have Sue Ann, who is the secretary as of July 1st. And we're going to get to know her a little bit. I had the opportunity to get to know her doing take a chance on art. She's such a great human. So thank you so much, Sue Ann, for being here today.
No, it's my pleasure. This will be fun.
That's awesome. So we want to get to know you. So whether it's personally or professionally, just take a couple of minutes. Tell us about you.
Okay. Wow. I moved to Maryland in 2009. I worked for
Okay.
the government, for the Army for 36 years. It was fantastic
Wow.
opportunities for me. I've met lots of wonderful people. And then in 2022, I had the opportunity to retire.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought I would put 40 years in, but I said, you know what, 36 works good. Yeah. And they had an early opportunity to leave, so it just
Okay.
everything just fell into place and I retired and I'm able to pursue my love of art and my creative side now because I took a traditional 9 to 5 job kind of thing, and I
Yeah.
always had that creative bug in the back of my all working in here.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
glad to be able to have time to explore that and get let all my creativity flow.
That's
So
fantastic. That's
yeah.
fantastic. So what I want to know, and I know the viewers want to know this as well, is you said, let it flow, your creativity flow. So like what do you do? Like what does your artwork look like? I'm not going to talk all in the art terms. I just want to know, what do you, is it 2D art, 3D? What do you do? What do you
I'm
create?
actually all over the place.
Okay, okay.
Primarily is 2D, but I do like to venture out and try new things all the time. Years and years ago, before I was still in school, I studied commercial art for a bit.
Oh
And my
wow.
dream job originally had been like designing book covers because I'm an avid reader. I love to read.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
thought, what a great way to put that all together. Well, that didn't transpire into a career, but um, I just am always looking for something new and new inspiration. And like the latest thing I've been working on is I have old windows from an old home that I'm
Uh-huh.
sanding down. I'm going to paint on the glass and hang
Wow.
them. So I guess that's more of a 3D type of situation. I don't know, but I
Wow.
paint primarily is my painting. I paint
Okay.
acrylics and watercolors. But this will be a new something new with the old windows. I thought it would be fun, and
Oh, that'll
just
be
I
great.
made some magnets. I do coasters. I mean, I paint on everything.
What
So it's
so whatever shows up in your mind is
yeah,
just
yeah.
basically what
Or
you
if I
do.
see, sometimes I'll be wandering through a store and I'll see something. I'm like, gosh, I think I can do that. So I go home and I try to do it. So I'm just
Oh,
exploring everything at this point.
I love that. That's
Mhm.
great. So can you tell us, how did you end up at the gallery?
Oh, well, I stalked the gallery for a while.
Did you?
Because as an artist, sometimes we lack confidence.
That's
And
true.
since it had been about 30 years since I had really sat down and painted and created, because I worked and I raised my children, and I hadn't really, I didn't feel confident in my art. I love my art and I have it all over, but putting it out there is really um it's a brave choice.
It
And I
is.
had to gain that confidence. So I stalked the gallery for about a year. I'd go in there, wander around. They're probably sick of seeing me. They're like, who's this crazy lady in here again? And then finally, I say the woman that was working the reception, I think her name was Jen. She was just so welcoming and friendly, and I said, I'm
Okay.
just trying to build up my confidence to join and then show my work. And I finally built up that confidence about after about a year of being home, working on different things and different projects. And
Mhm.
it took about a year. And then I finally joined in November. And I'm
Okay.
happy I did. I feel like I found my people, so to speak.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I hear.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
it is like that, and that resonated with me as well. Like,
Hmm.
I was petrified to share my work, and
Right. And then when
and
you
then
get
finally,
that, you get that first acceptance, you're like, wow, it feels so good.
exactly,
Right. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's great. And then, may I ask, you're the secretary. Um,
Hmm.
like, that's a special skill set. It's
Yes,
like,
I'm learning. From my government job, luckily I've been exposed to, meetings and taking minutes, and
okay,
so it wasn't totally in the dark. Like I had I worked in operations for the Army, so
okay,
it was a lot of documentation and things like that. So, but the formal format of being outside government agency is just a different way, and I'm learning. Art Keen has passed along quite a bit of information for me, so I'm
excellent.
learning, and I'm sure it'll. The first month was a little rough, but I'm sure it'll get better.
That's always the case. That's
Like I
always
have
the
to have
case.
to, just the little things like recording the minutes so I can go back and listen where I miss gaps and things like that. But I'll
Yes,
get there.
absolutely. No, absolutely, absolutely. And I just thought about this. I think that you're leading like an event that's coming up.
Yes, I'll
Can you
be.
talk about that? Yes,
Yes, I'm leaning the Family Fun Day, which will be September 29th
that's
from
great.
12 to 4 in the parking lot behind the Armory in front of the gallery.
Okay,
So we've been given the permission by the township to block that parking lot, and there'll
that's
be
great.
different activities for children, and hopefully lots of families will come by. They'll do face painting and hopefully like a little art table for kids to do their thing.
Oh,
And
that's great.
I'm trying to work on some kind of maybe huge transportable mural type thing where all the kids can maybe paint something, maybe it's a
Yes,
fish or I don't know. We haven't gotten everything nailed down yet, but it'll be lots of activities for the kids, and
that's
hopefully it'll
great.
bring lots of people into the gallery and really learn more about us and
That's
get their
awesome.
families involved.
That's awesome. So
Hmm.
if I'm not an artist, I just come in the gallery and I look at the paintings and I have some
Hmm.
free time on my hands and I want to volunteer. Do you
Hmm.
need volunteers for this event?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do. Um, there's always hands needed setting things up and getting all the supplies together and making sure all of the booths run smoothly. As families come in and out. I have to work on the details of how many, how many tents and that sort of thing. But they'll definitely be in need of hands to help get everything going and flowing and all the activities working.
That's fantastic. That's
Hmm.
fantastic. And
Yeah, it'll be a fun day.
it will. And
Hmm.
please call the gallery if you want to volunteer and let them know about the event that Sue's supporting. Um, so, something that I did not ask you was how did you like get into the art world? Like how like were you?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, as
Please.
a young person, I was always my favorite activity always when I was little was coloring. I loved to color. I could still love
Okay.
to color.
Okay. Right.
um, and just during school, I did study commercial art for a little bit.
Right, right.
That kind of got me involved, and they show you different aspects, including like into architecture and design and color theory. That they kind of touch upon a little of everything. But unfortunately, I was not in a position to be able to go to an art school upon high school graduation or anything like
Okay.
that. So I worked outside of school, um, and I got a job, and I needed to, the art world, as you know, it's very hard to make a living as an artist.
It
So
is. Yes,
basically,
yes.
my mother was like, you got to find something that's going to pay the bills. And,
Yes.
you have to think about long term, someone that's going to, you need benefits, you need all that. So my mother was a single mother, so she stressed to me that I needed to find something to support myself. And so I went the 9 to 5 route, and I was very, very fortunate to get a job. So, but on the side, I always was interested in photography and drawing and coloring and painting. And, painting is the one that stuck. So,
Okay.
and it's always been a passion of mine. And anytime that if there's an art gallery or if there's any kind of art
Mhm.
function happening near me, I'm usually try to get there. And when we visit other towns or other states, we find a gallery usually.
Great.
It's always, I'm always interested in the arts,
That's
always.
awesome. That's
Hmm.
awesome. That's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
I had a similar story actually. I did start when I was younger, and then I just stopped because it wasn't
Hmm.
supported in any way.
Yeah.
So I ended up like playing saxophone, like, was just trying to get, whatever I needed to
Hmm.
do, to,
Right.
as adults do. And then it came
Hmm.
back to me around the pandemic.
Right. Right.
So let me ask you, I mean, this is perfect because you joined the gallery in November.
Hmm.
What advice do you have for a photographer or an artist if they want to prepare their work for the gallery? Do you have any advice?
Hmm. Well, the best advice I could say is, don't be afraid to show your art, because you're going to have people that like it and people that don't like it.
That's true.
Taste is all personal. We all define art differently,
Yes.
but you do want to present it in a professional manner. Make sure that it's framed properly, that it looks like something that you would want to buy, if you would want to hang in your home, you would want to say hey, and be proud of it. So just making sure. I know that once you become a member, they have plenty of guides. There's lots of help if you have trouble framing something or putting something together. They're always willing to help there. So that's the thing. Make sure that when you're ready to present it, that it's something that you would hang in your home. So
I love that. So, like, I can't bring like a frame that's like dirty or cracked or.
no. No.
And I wrote this down. You said taste is all personal. I love
Hmm.
that because at the
Hmm.
end of the day, you can't take somebody else's taste personal either.
Right, exactly. That's what
That's
makes us
great.
all humans, right? We're all different.
Yeah,
So
I
if we
love
all
that.
like
I
the same
love
thing,
that.
it'd be a very boring world.
Exactly,
Right,
exactly. Then I
right.
see something behind you that's really
Mhm.
beautiful. Did
Oh,
you
that's
do
the
that or yes?
Yes. Yeah, that was the colorful one I've created for.
Oh,
We've had our first grandchild was born a few months ago,
that's
and
great.
my son got married last year, so I expect some more babies in the future. So I'm redoing my basement, and part of my basement will be a children's playroom. And I thought I wanted something colorful and bold and bright that
Yes,
would bring happiness into the room. So I've created that for the children's playroom.
that's
So
so beautiful.
thank
So
you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
So as we close out, I just, I asked you a few questions and, folks know that you're the secretary
Hmm.
and they know your journey. Is there anything that you want to talk about or anything you want to add?
I just loving being a member of the Harford Artists Association. I think it's a
Awesome.
great group, and I encourage people to join. Um, it's I felt very welcome there, and the gallery is a hidden gem, really
It
is.
is. It is.
I've lived in Harford County now for 15 years, but it was really only the past few years that I discovered it. And I haven't really found my style yet. 100, I don't know that I ever will have a single style, because I'm all over the place with different things, but that's
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
I do like to go into some artists I can recognize, right away. You kind of see their thing, but
Yes.
I don't really have that. And I'm just trying to embrace all the different things that I try to do. And I hope someone will love it and want to bring it home too.
That's so awesome. So
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you what the powerful gift that you gave us today. you ended with this powerful thing, like you don't know, you haven't like really owned like the mediums or whatever you want to do, you just
Hmm.
do it. And I think the lesson for all of us is sometimes we're afraid to leap and take a chance because we want to overplan. We want to perfect
Right.
like something, and art is not to be perfected, right?
Hmm.
And
Right.
the fact that you take a chance, I'm thinking about the event, that's so funny. The fact that you take a chance on art
Hmm. Right. Right.
and you explore different, types of art, I think that's very courageous because some people are afraid to step outside of whatever label they gave themselves.
Hmm.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love acrylic paint. That's all I do. Oh,
Right.
okay.
Right.
Right? It's
Yeah.
okay. That's great. But it is also what you taught us is it's also okay to do whatever you want. Don't put like a
Yeah.
label on yourself
Just do
as
what
an
makes you
artist,
happy.
right?
Right. Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I'm sure when people ask you, you say, "Oh, I do whatever." They're probably waiting for like that one thing, and you're like,
Right.
"No."
No, whatever mood I'm in for the day. Because I did actually start in acrylics, and then I was curious about watercolors. I'm like, and they're a whole nother animal. So I've
Yes.
been doing more watercolor, and then this week I'm back to acrylics, and
What?
I go with whatever flows out of my mind.
Love it. I mean, it's just
Mhm.
like when you think about it, like in music, there's some musicians that they've been playing the same instrument all their lives. And
Mhm.
then there are others that piano, guitar, like whatever they,
Right.
you know?
Yes.
And that's what it is with you. You just
Hmm.
play different instruments.
Right.
And that's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
That's
So as
great.
I.
So I can't thank you enough for your time today and just your value like to the gallery, how you show up, the way
Mhm.
you just positive energy. You're humble, you know what you're doing. You don't have to like, say, look at me, I know the answer. Like you're a powerful presence without fighting to be that
Oh, well,
way.
thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's great. It's
I
great.
like to
So it's
take it all in.
right. And then, you're next to an extrovert like me that can't shut up. So there you go. That's
We're a
why
good balance, right?
we're a good balance. So I want to thank you for your time today. If we want to follow you,
Hmm.
how can we like see your work? I know we can see your work at the gallery, which is fantastic. But
Right. I
if
am on
Facebook or
Instagram. I'm not a
okay,
huge I'm not a huge fan of social media, so
okay,
I'm
I
trying.
got it.
I
I
am on
understand.
Instagram. It's Art Love 303.
Okay.
Art Love Studio is my where I work out of. I'm in Belair, and
Awesome.
that's probably the best. I'm not really on Facebook too much. I do need to transition my Facebook page more to my art page.
Okay.
I think the Facebook it's just gotten kind of cluttered with so much stuff. It's very easily distracted. So
It's
so
true.
far it's just Instagram. I've been
Oh
sticking with
no, that's
that.
great. That's
So
great. No, that's
yeah.
good information.
Hmm.
And it's almost like a reflection of your like personality, like an extrovert like me, I have like six social media accounts, and you're like, that's too much
Hmm.
stimulation. And
Right.
no, I'm not gonna do
No.
that. So
Right.
I get it. I
I do
totally
have an
get it.
Etsy shop as well, but that's more for cards, and I do have some of my artwork on there, but I don't have a good. I don't know. It gets lost on Etsy. Etsy's gotten so big, you know.
Yes,
You
yes.
Google, acrylic paintings, you're going to get 10,000 people.
It's
So
true.
I do
That's
have
true.
an Etsy shop, which is again, it's Art Love 303 is it can be found. So if anybody's
That's
interested,
awesome.
so
No, thanks for
yeah.
sharing that. And,
Hmm.
folks, if you want to see her work, which is a beautiful, please, stop by the gallery. She always has something there. And, Sue Ann, I just want to thank you for your time. And I will see you during the next board meeting.
Yes. Well, thank you, Cabrina. This is a quite a project to take on, and I think it's a great idea. It's going to expose the gallery to a lot of new people, and I hope more people will join.
That's fantastic. Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Well,
You have a great
until we,
day.
you too.
I'll see
Bye.
you soon. Bye bye.